sir. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
New construction options.
Yes,
Building.
affirmative. Acknowledged. Awaiting order. Yes, yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Got it. Awaiting order. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Yes,
Building.
sir. Affirmative. You got it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Affirmative.
Commander, for King and
Yes,
Conquering.
affirmative.
On hold. Building.
Waiting orders. Yes, sir. Yes, affirmative. Acknowledged. Vehicle report acknowledged. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle report affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes,
Construction complete.
affirmative.
Unable to comply. Building in progress. New construction options.
Yes, acknowledged.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Insufficient
Knowledge.
funds.
Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
Waiting order. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, affirmative. Yes, acknowledged.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete.
Yes, you got affirmative.
New construction options.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building. On hold. Building.
Affirmative. Right away, sir.
Building.
Vehicle report acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Vehicle report. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building. Construction
Reporting.
complete.
Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, acknowledged. Vehicle reporting. Ready and waiting. Awaiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Unit ready. New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Insufficient funds.
Affirmative. Awaiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
New construction options. Building. Building. Construction complete. Building.
Awaiting orders.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Reporting. Awaiting orders.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Ready. Building.
Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledge. Yes,
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
reporting.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Construction
Wait.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
training.
Reporting.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Vehicle.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building. Structure sold.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Vehicle
funds.
reporting. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Waiting order.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Vehicle
Building.
reporting.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
I'll get my range.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Structure sold. Construction complete.
Reporting. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Report knowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, acknowledge. Waiting orders. Vehicle. Affirmative. Waiting orders.
I'll get my range.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Waiting orders.
Construction complete.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Waiting orders. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Waiting orders.
Yes,
Affirmative.
sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Waiting orders.
Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting.
Knowledge. Affirmative. Waiting orders.
Vehicle acknowledged.
Base under
Affirmative.
attack.
Knowledge. Affirmative. Knowledge.
Unit ready.
Yes. Affirmative. Knowledge.
Report.
Affirmative. Knowledge. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Knowledge. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Reporting.
Knowledge. Affirmative. Knowledge.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Ion cannon ready.
Acknowledged.
Select target. Select target.
Yes, sir.
Knowledge. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Knowledge. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Knowledge.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Knowledge.
Unit lost. Building.
Reporting.
Unit
You got
lost.
affirmative.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Knowledge. Affirmative. Knowledge. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Right, affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Knowledge. Affirmative. Knowledge. Affirmative.
Construction
Acknowledged.
complete. Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Primary unit set.
Knowledge.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building. Select target.
Yes, affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Knowledge. Knowledge. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Knowledge.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Building. Unit lost. Structure sold.
Ready.
Unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Waiting order. Acknowledge.
Building. Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledge.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledge.
Insufficient funds.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Structure sold. Building. Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir.
Reporting. Awaiting orders. Reporting.
Acknowledged. Vehicle reporting.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training. Cancelled.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Knowledge.
Vehicle reporting.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Roger. Awaiting orders.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Right away, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction
Right away, sir.
complete. Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Reporting.
Awaiting orders.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Report. Right away, sir. You got it. Roger. Reporting.
Acknowledge. Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
lost.
Acknowledge.
Vehicle reporting.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. You got it. Right away, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. You got it.
Ion cannon ready. Select target.
Yes, sir.
Roger. Roger. You got it. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Not a
ready.
problem.
Building. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes, you got it. Affirmative. Right away, sir. You got it. Right away, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. You got it. You got it. Right away, sir. Yes, sir. Roger. You got it. You got it.
Ready. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Vehicle
Unit
reporting.
lost.
Yes, sir.
You got it. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Acknowledge.
Building.
Reporting.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Reporting. Acknowledge.
Waiting order.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Select target.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. 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 Reporting. Acknowledge. Yes, sir.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Building.
Acknowledge.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledge.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Building. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledge. Waiting order. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Base under attack.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Building.
Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Construction complete.
Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
New construction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Affirm. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Construction complete.
Reporting.
Waiting orders.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Report. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Select target. Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Right away, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Select target.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Building. Unit lost.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Unit lost.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Unit lost.
Right away, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle.
Unit lost.
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Acknowledge.
Unit lost. Select target. Unit lost. Unit ready. Unit lost.
Waiting. Acknowledge.
Building. Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Reporting. Yes.
lost.
Right away, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Roger. Roger. Not a problem. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Got it. Right away, sir. Yes, right away, sir.
Unit lost.
Waiting.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Unit lost. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Building.
Acknowledge.
Silos needed.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Construction complete. Unable to comply. Building in progress. Cannot deploy
Reporting.
here.
Awaiting order. Acknowledge. Vehicle reporting.
Base under attack.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledge.
Building.
Acknowledge. 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 Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Report. Acknowledge. Waiting order. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Vehicle. Yes. Affirmative.
Unit
Vehicle.
ready.
Acknowledge.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Awaiting order. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledge.
ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Yes. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Vehicle. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Vehicle. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Unit ready.
Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Building.
Awaiting order. Acknowledge. Affirmative. 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 Waiting order. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Unit ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle report. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Select target.
Reporting. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Unit ready. Building.
Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledge.
accomplished.